Hello viewers, welcome to the Sunday Guardian Soliloquy by Joyeeta Basu. Viewers, as you know, Mr. Trump has gone totally ballistic on India. On Monday, there was a very, I would say, offensive post given the kind of language that was used against India, that how India is helping Russia's war efforts in Ukraine, and that is the reason why he is going to increase the tariff on India substantially from 25%. And then on Tuesday, there was news that US Ambassador to the NATO, Matt Whitaker, has talked about putting secondary sanctions of anybody who is buying Russian oil. And that includes countries like India, China, and Brazil. Apart from that, I mean, if you look at social media, most of these Trump advisors they are talking about, how India, one particular gentleman called Stephen Miller, he talked about how India is cheating when it comes to immigration. Just imagine, it is basically what he talked about was that the Indian government is cheating and sending in people to the US illegal immigrants. He directly said that the government is responsible for this and how H-1B visa should be scrapped and all. So you see, I mean, it has been a tirade of attacks. And if you go to X, senior representatives to the House, to the Senate, they are talking in terms of scrap H-1B. And if you look at the MAGA base of Donald Trump, they are talking about bomb India, nuke India, throw out all the Indians from the USA, do not let scrap visas to Indians, do not give visas to Indians. I mean, it is unbelievable hatred. It is full-on hatred that is sweeping through social media against India. And I'm sorry to say, really sorry to say, this seems to be encouraged by the administration. So you see, after Mr. Trump made that again I'm going to say a very offensive tweet, the Indian Ministry of External Affairs came up with a very polite but very stern statement calling out the hypocrisy, talking about the double standards. Do you know how much gas Europe has been buying? The 37% of Russian gas has been coming to Europe. Okay, they say that we have reduced the number, but even then it's not much. Do you know how much the USA is importing from Russia? Something like $1 billion worth of enriched uranium. I mean, 27% of US's enriched uranium is coming from Russia. All right. And there are minerals also that are coming from Russia. And just imagine, they have the gall to pin the blame on India and say that you are helping Russia's war efforts, as if the kind of, money, arms, money, everything that has been coming from the US and the West, that has not helped Russia's war efforts in terms of helping Ukraine to keep that war running, sustaining that war. All right. And don't forget that Mr. Trump, soon after, in fact, even before he was elected, he campaigned on the platform that once he is there inside 24 hours, he is going to solve the Russia-Ukraine problem and he is going to stop the war. That has not happened. It has been over 6 months now. Now, apart from that, when it comes to, then he initially, remember how he insulted Zelensky by calling him to the White House and saying that you are the one who is going on with this war and all. What happened after that? What happened? It seems like that Vladimir Putin is not listening to Donald Trump. So he is now taking out his anger by blaming India. That you are the one who is helping this war effort. Seriously? Are we really doing that? And then why aren't you talking about the European Union? Why are you so blind to what your own allies are doing? Your own NATO partners are doing. They are the ones who are buying gas. Their main gas is coming. So what about that? And what have we done? You have fixed up, your country and the West has fixed a price cap. We have not crossed that price cap. At that time there were discussions and India was allowed to buy Russian oil because much of the rest of the oil was being diverted towards Europe and all. So India needed another source, and that is what the Ministry of External Affairs has talked about, that the sheer hypocrisy of the whole situation. And you are going to blame us for what? It seems like, Mr. Trump, I'll tell you, the problem here is that there is no logic to this. There is no logic to this. What is happening is that one person is allowing that person's personality to come and dictate policy. All right. And now when it comes to that, so when it is coming to the dictating policy, if a man decides that I am angry with India because they have refused to give me credit for stopping the war between limited conflict that India and Pakistan had sometime in May 7th, 8th, 9th, around on those days, that if they are not willing to admit, if they are not going to say that I stopped that war, that I deserve a Nobel Peace Prize, then I'll sanction you. Then I'll give you more tariff. That seems to be the logic. You have to be, the problem is, you see, what I am hearing about Mr. Trump's personality. Well, he's an elected leader of the biggest, I would say, the most powerful country in the world, the most powerful democracy in the world. So with due respect to the American people and with due respect to Mr. Trump, you see, I would say petulance and the desire to punish anybody who is not loyal to you, or who you think is not loyal to you and who is not going to do your bidding, who is not going to roll over and wag one's tail. You think your answer to that is, you see, I will crack the whip. Sorry, that does not happen when it comes to friends and allies and partners. All right, you think you are going out of your way to support Pakistan, a terror sponsoring state, and you are not even talking about it. You see Pakistan as a great country. The problem is you are refusing to understand our problems. You are refusing to look at us with a sympathetic eye. What have we done to you? We have done nothing to you. What seriously has India done to Donald Trump? Nothing. You see, we have always strived our best to build good relations. Okay, but you see, just by saying that, just because we are not going to allow you to come and destroy our agriculture by dumping GM crops, or just because we are not going to allow you to dump, I would say for example, dairy which is from blood-fed cows. Sorry, there are certain sensitivities and sensibilities, and our country is a big country, and we are a civilizational nation. Mr. Trump may not understand it, but there are certain things to it. There are some beliefs, customs, traditions that this country adheres to, which Mr. Trump may not have any idea of. But you see, our ancient country, which fell into bad times and is now reviving itself, it has some pride. It is not another banana republic like Pakistan. Okay, that we are, again I'm going to say this, that we are going to roll over and wag our tail and try to burnish Mr. Trump's ego by saying, yes, you did this to us, you helped us, so you should deserve the Nobel Prize. That is non-serious. That is not how international relations works. And you see, the problem that is happening in this case is that now you're talking about you're going to give us sanctions. Who did this to us? The last time it was done, very foolish of Bill Clinton to do it when India conducted the nuclear tests. And the thing is, you see, the mood in the country right now is that, and even if you ask me, if in the strategic security establishment, you see, they are saying, fine, bring it on. Give us the sanctions and then we will see what you do about it. Okay, because you see, we always feel when, we are forced into a corner, we kind of come out of that in a major way by developing our own technology, by developing our own, by basically, I would say, tapping into our resources and by enhancing our skills and power. So you see, it is not for nothing that India is a $4.3 trillion economy. That is the world's fourth largest economy. So if the intention is that, as that madman Lindsey Graham talks about, we are going to destroy India, and if this is how Mr. Trump is approaching his relationship, his country's relationship with his supposedly one of the most important strategic partners in Indo-Pacific in particular, that we are going to destroy you if you do not roll over, then I think there's a serious problem. Then you see, India will have to start rethinking in terms of, what is the kind of relationship India can afford to have with the US. If Trump, for some reason, and there is a huge push coming from his MAGA base, by the way, that scrap the H-1B program. There's a possibility he might do that. The thing is, you see, the thing that he does not understand, he's saying that, yes, if I scrap that program, at least the MAGA base is saying, all the people who do not have jobs in America, they will all be getting jobs. Fine, they will be getting jobs. But will the companies be willing to pay the wages that they pay Indian workers? And what is going to happen? Most of the stuff will be sent, the jobs will be sent off, outsourced, offshore. It's fine, all the work will be done from India then, because the companies cannot have a profit margin by with the kind of policy that Mr. Trump is following. You know what has happened to the Ford car? Now they are manufacturing in the USA, but their profit, their latest numbers show that their profit has been completely wiped out. Why? That is because the imports are being stopped. Now, once the imports are stopped, Ford does not have any manufacturer to provide them with the components from inside the country, and as a result of which, it is directly, because many of these imports are being stopped, it is directly impacting their manufacturing. So the whole idea is that, you see, this is not diplomacy. It is not, international relations. This is not geopolitics where the only way is like my way or the highway. It does not work like that anymore. Yes, the US is a very big economy. The US is the world leader right now. But seriously, does it really believe that being coercive is going to help relations? But yes, if he wants to sink India-US relations, it is going to be sunk. But then I still believe that India-US relations are more than Mr. Trump. And Mr. Trump is a blip for the next 3 years. But having said that, the way he is going about it, the way he is going around humiliating India deliberately, whatever be the reason, only he will know. The way his, I would say, advisors are speaking, the way he is, his I would say, the secretaries in his administration are talking, well, I think we are about to hit the nadir of India-US relations. Things have, and therefore no reason whatsoever. For no reason whatsoever except for satisfying a man's ego. You understand? That is the main problem. It is just about satisfying the man's ego. And right now, in spite of all the problems we had with the Biden administration, that administration looks like an epitome of one of the a golden age of India-US relations with what Mr. Trump has done right now. So, but do you think at the same time, the more he imposes tariffs on us, the stuff that we export to the US, if he thinks that is not going to affect the Indian consumer, then he is mistaken. Already the jobs numbers are down in the USA. Trump fired some labor department, the statistician, the head statistician, saying that she's fudging numbers. Okay, so what is going to happen now? Whatever numbers will be coming out saying that there is no joblessness in the USA, everybody has got jobs and he is doing so well. The president, he is talking about drug prices in the US have come down by 1,000%, 1,500%, whatever that means. But is this how a president of a country, president of the United States talks? I mean, this is absolutely unacceptable. That for your domestic policies, that for your own ego, you are going around trashing countries trashing countries like India. This is not acceptable, Mr. Trump. And I'm afraid, even if the India-US relations survive Mr. Trump, to get it back on track will take decades. Thank you for watching.